Ladies, gentlemen, folks beyond the binary, grab your husband, wife, partner, mistress, a priest you met doing poppers at a peep show, and gather round the radio. It's time for this week's meeting of the Erotic Thriller Club.
Not rude or crude, he's always tastefully nude. In this hardcore world, he's a softcore dude. His antithesis, mysterious and dangerous. And oh yes, they've got all the sexiest movies out on VHS. So if you're fatally attracted to the racier stuff, Erotic Film Club. Basically, instinctively crave the salacious. Erotic Film Club. If you want a racy movie and you're too classy for smut, Erotic Film Club. We can watch them and discuss them all ad nauseam. Erotic Film Club.
A down-on-his-luck electronics salesman with a failing marriage takes on a part-time job as a PI. But it turns out spying on a fashion designer is only a hop, skip, and a jump away from leaving your family and falling madly in love with a prostitute who just happens to have a knife vibrator wielding priest stalking her. Oof, this sounds messy. This week on the Erotic Thriller Club, Crimes of Passion. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's meeting of the Erotic Thriller Club. As always, Garrett Callender and Kit Ryan here.
And this is where we answer the genre's three most important questions. Was I aroused? Was I thrilled? And would I ruin my life for this person?
This movie had been on the watch list for quite a while. I feel like every time I search just generally erotic thrillers on a lot of like the Tubi, Pluto, Freevee, like whatever, any of those, the poster for this one popped up and I kept not choosing it. Mostly, you might notice on this podcast, we don't do a lot of prostitute movies. Those ones kind of not, they don't make me feel happy. So I tend to not choose them. So for there to be a prostitute movie, you did this, Kit.
I did this.
You, like,
This one was
I
me.
wouldn't have done this. This movie, I don't know how I feel about it. And I think we're going to talk it through
Oh yeah, we'll work through our
and figure
feelings
some
together.
stuff.
Yeah. Welcome
'Cause
to the Erotic Thriller Club therapy for Garrett session, where he discusses his feelings on the movie Crimes of Passion.
well, hey, last week we got to listen to you out loud at the top of a podcast say, I did not like Hider in the House, and then spend 90 minutes
Talking about
listening.
how I actually kind of liked Hider in the House. Dang,
And
you're
it
right.
wasn't me selling you on it. It
No.
was you talking yourself into realizing that Hider in the House was pretty good.
Yeah. Sometimes you discover things about yourself through the act of discussing them. So just like you're it's just like therapy. So let's start at the beginning. When did you first notice you had conflicted feelings, Garrett, about Crimes of Passion? Was it
Well,
that the title isn't as snappy as Hider in the House?
yeah, this was a hard movie to find, Kit, because online
Mm.
it told me Tubi. I type in Crimes of Passion. There are literally 3 listed, not this one. For some reason, my Apple search bar, though, was able to access it through Tubi, but I
Mhm.
myself was unable to find it on Tubi. And that's insane. I
Yes.
ordered it animal style off the secret menu. And oh
I
boy, was she
managed to
saucy.
I managed to find it with Crimes of Passion 1984 in the Tubi search bar, and it was able to be found. Apparently, you got to get real specific.
That's an odd problem, and I feel like we need to email Dr. Tubi. I assume they're a doctor. At least
Obviously.
somebody gave them an honorary doctorate from
Absolutely. They gave a great
wherever.
speech at commencement in the year. What year did Tubi come out?
Do you
Whatever.
remember last year Tubi had the Super Bowl on it? Tubi was cooking
No.
last year. Like that's where
Dang. That's probably when
man.
they got that honorary doctorate, was after hosting the Super Bowl. That seems like the kind of thing that gets you that.
Do you think Tubi's a man or a woman?
Tubi's a they them.
They them. It's a non-binary.
Mhm.
All right.
Tubi is
I
us.
can't.
Tubi is a we. Tubi is the royal we.
Tubi, Tubi
Tubi
is
is
the royal
you.
we.
Tubi is me. Tubi is all of us.
We are
And
Tubi. This is actually in another future, in another version of the world, there is a Bill and Ted where
mhm.
instead of like the station be excellent to each other, it is just like a Tubi.
Tubi. Yeah. Um.
Tubi, Tubi.
So yeah, the movie opens with some sort of with the worst joke I've ever heard. I believe the Adam and Eve joke.
Yeah, you're actually describing, the whole movie and all of the dialogue.
Yeah,
The dialogue
everyone
sucks.
everyone in this movie thinks they are Mae West. They are not Mae West, but they think they're Mae West, and they're gonna come up with some saucy one-liners that they think make them sound real worldly and above it all and sexual, and
That's
all of them sound stupid.
Yeah, I think the first half hour I watched last night, and I watched the rest of it today, this afternoon before we recorded. In the first half hour, going back and rewatching it before we recorded, like, having
Mhm.
seen the end now, makes sense why it's so off-putting.
Mm,
Because I do wanna say up front, like, I don't think I liked this movie, but I do like the performances in it. But I think a big problem is I can't tell. I think the movie's a comedy.
it's
I
not.
think the movie wants to be funny,
It's
and
not.
it's not. It is written in innuendo and dad jokes, like, all sexual
Mm,
dad innuendo,
mhm.
and there's nothing worse to me than a bad comedy. Like, you can laugh. A bad drama's fun,
Bad
but,
dramas
like
are hilarious. We love them.
this movie, it's not one where, like, a drama we can write down ridiculous shit they're saying, because I don't like, we'd just be going down and writing down bad jokes, and it just hit a point. I started writing stuff down, but then realized, "Oh, this is the whole movie. This is just how they speak. I hate this."
Honestly, the lines were so cheesy, and the delivery in the opening segment, where it looks like he's in some sort of group therapy support group type circle of
Yeah.
folding chairs, that I assumed that this was an acting class, that we were opening on an acting class where these people are delivering what is intentionally cheesy dialogue in an over exaggerated manner because it's going to cut to like, okay, let's try that again, but this time, you try this bit and you try this. But no, that's all supposed to be a real conversation people are really having, and it's mind blowing to me because it's just like, well, I'd rather have a vibrator in me than your dick, because then I wouldn't have to make it breakfast in the morning. Are you
Well,
I- are you serious right now?
yeah, they are. I get the acting class thing, but I was also just very confused of I assumed we were in some sort of, I
Sex
guess,
therapy,
sex therapy, like
like
an
sex
AA. We were in some
addicts.
kind of anonymous,
Yeah, like a Sex Addicts Anonymous type scenario.
but, like, legitimately, what the hell was that? They're just, like, telling bad jokes and roasting each other.
Yes, they are
There is
just
not
roasting each
therapy
other.
happening,
I don't know
and no one's
who.
moderating.
No, the moderator is like, "Well, you haven't said much," and it's like, "Well, that's because this doesn't appear to be doing any sort of real, like, opening and vulnerability and sharing. It seems like y'all are just giving each other one-liners and making fun of each other, and that doesn't feel like a safe place for me to express myself."
Yeah. You need me there. Okay, folks, everybody one at a time. Does anyone have anything misogynistic to say or a sick burn?
Mhm, mhm. Anybody have any sick burns?
And go.
And no, well, okay, we're gonna go clockwise.
And I like that it gets to a guy who's, "Oh, yeah," the main who ends up being the main character, who's just saying like, "Oh, no, I'm just here because my 2 other both of his fucking friends are there that we see later at his barbecue." His whole friend group, they are shit, by the way.
They are terrible people. He has
They
bad
deserve
friends. All
he himself. Oh, yeah.
of them are bad. But like, yes, the fact that it's like, oh, my friends dragged me to
Sex therapy?
Sexaholics Anonymous or something to talk about the fact that I'm not getting laid, but I'm not going to talk about the fact that I'm not getting laid because you are not safe people to tell this to. And in fact, when he does say that, like, no, my marriage is fine, I'm with, my high school sweetheart and we have 2 kids together, the first thing someone says to him is, it's because you're a bad lay. And it's like, excuse me, moderator? I feel like
Can somebody step
can
in?
somebody step in and be like, "That is not appropriate behavior." Do you remember, Garrett, what was the movie we were watching that had the really terrible therapist and the really
Bruce
terrible
Willis one.
Yes, and this is a worse therapy than that one.
In Color of
Red?
Color by Night,
It
Color
was
of Red.
it doesn't matter. Point
Bruce
is,
Willis showed dong, yeah.
Bruce Willis's dong, and that was a better therapy session with all of those absolute weirdos who all had different problems and could learn nothing from each other than they were just gonna bully one of them. This is worse because it's just their dumb little jokes that they've been, I assume, workshopping for their stand-up routine on women. Am I right? As their
Women
big
be
set.
shopping.
Women be shopping.
Somebody's
Dudes
like,
be
"I think
wanting sex.
I love my wife, but I'm just I don't wanna lose her." Gay!
That is the vibe of this whole thing, which really sets the tone for the movie of, um, we don't know what the hell we're doing here.
And it continues. The first half hour, it just feels like a fever dream because it
Mhm.
goes from this, and you said this felt like an acting class,
Yes.
which the next scene where we meet Kathleen Turner playing a prostitute, we don't know that's what's happening. She is being a Miss America contestant, and I thought we were dropped into a play.
Yes.
I
Yes.
thought we were literally watching her monologue as a guy goes down on her, and it's just like
Yes,
a
his
dirty Broadway show
she
or
is
something.
sitting on what looks like a doctor's, like a barber's chair type thing, like one that leans back. Um and she's got her legs spread and she's giving a speech about how she, like, what she wants to do once she becomes Miss Liberty. And there's
Liberty,
a
yeah.
man's head right in between her legs, like perfectly positioned, but the head is not moving. So it does feel like, you're right, Garrett, like you're watching a play. And that this is like a very provocative bit of staging that this
She's talking to me, like
she's
I'm
talking
in the
directly to
audience,
us,
and yeah.
not to the person that is between her legs. And she starts talking about how she wants to play the flute. And then we get into a bit of flute themed sexual role play, where she's talking about how she loves to play the flute. She likes to feel how smooth and firm the flute is in her hands.
What's crazy is this might be the most sexual movie we've watched for the podcast, but it's also not sexy.
Mm,
Like, the movie itself is incredibly horny and sexual
yes.
while not being enjoyable. Like, you
Yes.
know what? Like,
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And even she, like, when she's having the actual sex with her John, she is imagining Japanese woodcuts instead of like being in the moment and enjoying it. And you're like, okay, well, she doesn't need to enjoy it. It's her job. I probably would think about Japanese woodcuts while I'm at work sometimes, it's not a big deal. Um but then you find out she has a full-time day job as a fashion designer. She is so rich. There is a grand piano in her home. Why is she doing this job she does not like?
so I didn't know if I was an idiot and or just, like, spaced out in the first half hour or anywhere later, because it's not often that we learn real information about her.
No,
Uh,
none. And
we
you'd
don't
think
know the answer to this other than she just likes to get to be someone else, right?
right. And but that's the thing is, like, yeah, you like to be someone else, but like you have to have sex with them and then you look miserable after you've done it. You as the second you are facing away from the man, your face looks like you've seen a dog die. So why do you do this? It's not for money. If you just want to pretend to be someone else for a while, have you heard of community theater? It's great.
Might I
I
recommend
like it.
this group therapy session? Uh, so I guess we didn't even really say who the two big actors in this, Kathleen
Yes.
Turner and Anthony Perkins.
Yes, Anthony Perkins, most famous as what, Norman Bates, right?
Psycho,
From Psycho.
whose son
Um
is out there making all them horror movies right now.
yes, and he does a great job. She does a great job. And her character's prostitute name is China Blue. And we see did we ever, I don't remember what on earth like the Reverend street preacher Anthony Perkins' name was. I don't know that it ever even
I
gets
don't
said.
I don't know that we get it, and it's funny. It is a hell of a performance from
Yes.
Anthony Perkins, and like his character really has me wondering about him too, because he ain't a preacher. He is definitely
No.
just a crazy person,
Yes.
and his soapbox sermons are
Mhm.
mostly just talking about how we're all damned and we're
Mhm.
all sinners with the fucking and the cum and the piss and the shit, and like it's filthy. This movie's filthy. It is a
Mhm.
constant state of somebody trying to shock me with the things they're saying.
Not so much with the things they're doing. They really think they're gonna
A bit,
get me
a
there with
little.
the things that they're saying. Um
So, I do think we did watch the unrated cut, by the way, because I looked up. So this movie originally, Ken Russell he directed the movie. He had done Tommy. He did Altered States. He did The Devils. He was nominated for an Oscar for Women in Love.
wow.
So like acclaimed filmmaker. He originally made this movie and it was apparently very much like so much more of just everything. And they had to do a lot of cutting to get it down from X to R. And it
Mm.
was to a point where they were going to have to cut so much that they thought about like, well, you have Kathleen Turner, you're a big director. We might just try and reclaim the X rating and be like, this is the one you should come see. They eventually were talked out of it. But reading some of the things that are in the unrated cut,
Mhm.
we did see them. Like things that were
Mm.
full cut out of the theatrical release. We did see some of those scenes. Like some of the sex photos of like the Japanese sex photos were not
Oh.
in the original.
Oh, but those are what
Um,
really makes this film unique. There's one of a the first one you see is uh sh- just like she's having sex and then cut to this Japanese woodblock type image of a woman who is like kneeling in front of a man, and the man's penis is almost as big as his torso. Like it is almost above his head. And
yeah.
that's impressive.
So but you did get those, and then
Mhm.
a scene that has there are 2 moments in this movie that got legitimate big laughs out of me, and neither were supposed to be funny.
Okay, go ahead.
And
What was the first
one
one?
Well, I don't know if I should just wait till we get to them
Okay.
naturally, but I'll just say like one of a full scene was removed from the movie, and it was the cop scene that we did see. So
Oh, yeah, I
there's a
can see
moment
where
in
that's
that scene
at.
that made me laugh, but we'll get to
We'll get to it. All right. So we see now I'm gonna want to keep saying Osgood Perkins, but it is not. It is his father, Anthony.
Tony.
Tony. So he is at a peep show that is the grimiest place I've ever seen. It was delightful. There's pans on the floor visible for you to like
Were
jerk
they jizzing
into,
in
I
the
guess.
condoms and dropping the condoms in the
I
bucket?
don't know. I
I
don't
don't or was it
know. Or is it just like meant to be a splash zone type of
it
deal?
was a horror show as this woman danced, and you can see the other men as you look
Yeah.
through. It's
Isn't
like
that
if
what
you're in Lord of
everybody
the
wanted?
Rings and, like, they have to open a little door to be like, "What do you want?" And then you say what you want, and they're like, "Okay, you can come in or you can't."
Mhm.
This is
Like
like
the
8
Wizard of Oz
dudes
style. Mm.
basically making eye contact while a
while
woman
staring
dances
at a
3 feet in
very,
front of them.
very bored woman dancing naked in front of them. And
Hate
then he
that for
runs
her.
out to go, yeah, hate that for her. He runs out to go be a street preacher and cry like you do. And
He
then
did
we,
jerk off though and did poppers. I'm not making that
yes,
up. He's doing drugs, watching her, comes, and then goes outside to repent,
yes.
which that's what we all do, right?
Ain't
You
that the way? That's the way
ask
that they
for
taught you to do it in Catholic school.
ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Absolutely. And then we have a classic meet cute between our street preacher and our prostitute, which is you victim of the night. Love that as a meet cute, don't you?
I do. I do. I gotta throw this out there too. Kathleen Turner in this movie in her like blonde, white, like platinum blonde, like whitish hair
Wig.
wig. I did a meet and greet with Carly Rae Jepsen once. She had basically the exact same hair and was wearing pink like leather clothes. So I felt
Mm-hmm.
sad for Carly Rae Jepsen in this movie that she was not in, but
Mm. Yeah, and he's like, "Haven't I seen you somewhere before?" And she says, "I never forget a face, especially when I've sat on it." This is the type of dialogue. The
all
whole
time.
thing is like this. And you get to see her with another John later. You get the vibe that she is just making shit up with every different man that she thinks will appeal to them. She's got like a Jersey accent with one, and she's pretending that her dad abused her but rolling her eyes when he's not looking.
Yeah,
Um
every John encounter is a full role play
yes.
of a scenario where, like, perhaps you feel she might be in peril the way it's shot, but then you find out it's just a rape fantasy for this disgusting
She does
man
a lot
who
of she's got a lot of costumes, she's got a lot of angles she can do, she's got her Miss Liberty thing, she has her, rape scene, she has, an airline, attendant, uh, sort of thing that she does. She's got a whole set of little
little
roles
nun
to
show.
play. Oh yeah, the nun one. That was fun. The fun nun. Um and she hates all of them as far as I can tell. She looks super miserable. And she doesn't need the money. She puts gum in a $10 bill when so it is given to her. So she obviously does not need the money. And so it really would have been nice if the movie gave even a little bit of a shit about women enough to care why
Mhm.
she does this and to like look into her history and have her become vulnerable. But this movie is not interested in talking about women or complicated, like emotional interior lives that they might have. Instead, this movie wants us to feel bad for the guy who cheats on his wife with a hooker, falls in love with the hooker, and then briefly has to juggle both the hooker and his wife. And this is our hero that we are supposed to feel bad for throughout the film. And I don't know why.
I don't it's funny, the guy who got the role beat out Patrick Swayze and Alec Baldwin.
That's insane. That's insane.
Patrick Swayze could have been in this film, but this guy did better at the audition.
All right, if you say so.
He was fine. I honestly didn't have a problem with anyone's acting in the movie. It's a more of an issue with the
It's
dialogue in the movie.
yes. The movie is written poorly. And so this guy's name is Bobby and he's got a
Married to
wife.
Annie Potts.
Yeah, he's got a gorgeous wife. And but you know how women be. What do women be, Garrett?
They if they ain't shopping, they be tripping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So she's like, why don't you fire your employee who has a wife and kid to support so that we can have more money to have a hot tub and our kid needs braces and that's expensive. And he's like, it's fine, we'll
Nag,
figure it
nag,
out.
nag.
Nag, 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 nag,
The
and he
craziest
can't
shit
get a break.
in this movie, because I love Annie Potts. I'm gonna say up
Hmm.
top, ruined
Love
my
her.
life for Annie Potts. Annie Potts has to be the original Aubrey Plaza, right? Like, I think any role
Mm,
Annie Potts did at any point, Aubrey Plaza could do in a remake, or
fair. She
Similar
also
vibe.
has the exact same haircut that my mom had in the 80s.
Mm,
It's a perfect recreation, just a little lighter in color. Yeah, she's got this perfect suburban looking house, and it's
she
never
woke up.
enough for her. It's never enough. You should have gone into a real business instead of home electronics, which seems like be a pretty good business, but what the hell do I know? Um,
His part-time job is so underexplained,
yes.
but this is one of the funniest things to me, is
Mhm.
that his part-time job, which I assume he has no qualifications for,
None
is
whatsoever.
he is, suddenly a private investigator.
Yes. See, the store that he owns is a personal electronics store that specializes in home security type equipment. And apparently that makes him qualified to basically be a private investigator. Um so that maybe he does this so that he can pick up some extra cash so that maybe his wife won't hate him so much and maybe he'll get laid more often. So then we
And
briefly watch a music video. Garrett, why in the middle of this conversation they were having did they start watching a music video about how marriage is death and there's skeletons that are dressed up in bridal wear. Garrett, what is this movie?
does it make sense to you, though, that in the first half hour of this movie, that I would text you to say, "I don't know if we can do this movie"?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Because it seems like it's too surreal or something, but
Mhm.
it isn't. Like,
No.
I think this movie thinks it's some sort of David
Yes.
Lynch thing,
Yes.
and
It
that it's
thinks it's
smarter
real
than it
clever.
is.
Yes, it thinks if you
Yeah.
cut to a Japanese woodblock print, in the middle of a sex scene, with an even more sexy woodblock, that you have made, daring avant-garde art. But you
That's why
haven't.
my theory, because when all I knew about this movie is if you look it up on IMDb, the first genre listed is dark comedy,
No.
and I have a theory that I mean, I tried to look this up online, I couldn't find that this to actually be the case. But it seems that this movie was so poorly received when it came out, not like a full, like, failure or anything, it did make some money, but poorly received enough that you say it's supposed to be like this.
Mm. Mm. I can see someone having made this thinking that they were making like this is satirizing American ideas about sex. And like it's got a very arched brow throughout the
Mhm.
entire thing. The whole thing feels very condescending. And so
It
maybe it was supposed to be funny in that and that they thought that they were I don't know, man. I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
but, like, reading what Anthony Perkins said about this movie, he really liked the script and was really excited to do it, and you can tell he's excited because he's doing something in this
He's
movie.
doing the Lord's work, pun intended, considering he's a
He's
fake
I
street preacher.
mean, he brings his A game
100%. And he
to
does
this.
the thing is, I don't think he was looking that hard at all the dialogue everyone else had to see how bad the movie really was. Because for his part, he plays it perfectly, to a T. He doesn't need anything else. But there is no, like, good structure of a movie around him.
Yeah. Though now where we are, where our buddy's the PI, and he
Yes.
goes to this, what is it, like a like sportswear company
Yes.
to find. This is where we find out that our lead lady is a fashion designer for this company, and this company needs her investigated because they think she's stealing their designs and selling
Mhm.
them to the competition.
Industrial espionage.
And the reason they think it's her is because she's a competent, hardworking lady.
Mhm. She
Nothing
doesn't
more.
nothing they're like, "She's, not got a husband. We think she's divorced. She lives alone, and she works very hard, and therefore, she must
She's
be up to
up to
something."
something. And, like, she hates anyone with a dick. Yeah, fucking get in
Yeah,
line.
no
Yeah.
shit. I would too if my boss said things like, "I don't trust anyone who works that hard." Hey, buddy, I think I found the real reason why your business is in trouble, and it isn't spying employees stealing your designs. It's because apparently you fire everyone who works too hard, and you only trust the people who are lazy.
He's like, "And there's no reason she would be working this hard because I pay her half of what I pay everyone else."
It can't be that she knows that she's in an industry where she has to work harder in order to, get, the same or less, exposure as everyone else. Like, it can't possibly because she wants to prove herself in the workforce. Why would a woman do that?
If I knew that that's what now that we know that's what her boss is like, of course she's hooking at night.
Yes, this is, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the fact that, like, when we get to see him do his PI work and you immediately realize, oh, he has no previous experience. There's no way he's qualified.
Mm-mm.
He's first thing we see him do is just futzing with his fucking gun, counting the bullets
Mm-hmm.
inside of it like a
Yep.
fucking idiot who just got handed a gun for the first time.
Yep.
Probably never fired one. And then once he's tailing her back to her house, he's sitting out there long enough that he has to piss, and he goes and pisses on the side of her house and misses her
Yep.
coming out of the house.
Yes.
Piss in
Which,
a
by the way,
cup.
that can't possibly be her house. From the interior, she clearly lives in an apartment. But whatever.
Yeah.
And then he tails her so closely that there is no way that no one noticed that he was behind. He is right behind them. And then,
Shout out to anyone who's watching the new Strangers movies. Close tailing in Strangers Chapter 3 is something to behold. Sorry, continue.
so he sees that she is on how would you describe the street where she hooks Garrett?
Just looks like Hollywood Boulevard or like, I don't know, just like sex stores. It's like, it's where I would assume you would go to find a prostitute
Yeah. So he sees her there. She's wearing a
or maybe
wig
get a
and the
good
blue
piece of
dress.
pizza.
And he pulls out the most inconspicuous handheld camera that 1984 had to offer.
A Super
Just
8, just giant, like,
it's huge. Openly just filming her from the window of his car. It's amazing.
It-
He sees that she's chatting up the Reverend, and for whatever reason, and this is really the truly the moment of like ruining your life, she chooses to let the Reverend into her place.
50
Why?
bucks is 50 bucks.
She doesn't need 50 bucks.
She
Garrett.
doesn't need 50 bucks, kid. She doesn't need 50. She doesn't need the 100. She doesn't need 10. This is a level. This man is clearly deranged. And when he comes in, like, you get a whole
Not
bunch
only
of like,
clearly drenched, clearly dangerous too. Like he's got all the signs of someone who could snap at any moment and start stabbing a hooker.
but before all that, you get a whole bunch of funny church jokes like, I've
Mm-hmm.
been with a reverend before. I chased him all around the church until I caught him by the organ. Fuck you.
It's so much.
I hate
Again,
you. Not her, the writer.
yeah. He pulls out a bag and she's like, "What's in the bag?" And the bag is a titty pacifier, a foam rubber pussy that does vibrate,
Auto suck.
auto sucker that also swallows.
It
A
actually, the fact that the auto blow doesn't sponsor this podcast
right?
really, have you seen the auto blow? It's like the size of an Xbox,
Here,
but
why
it
would I have
sucks you
seen
off.
this? No one's gonna advertise that to me.
I guess you don't listen to podcasts that offer up. You don't listen to incel podcasts that need a
I
PlayStation that'll suck you.
don't. I don't do that. I'm
We're
missing
the
out
right
apparently.
podcast to promote that. Send us one.
Oh.
Send me one. I'll promote it.
Oh god. All right. We've also got don't forget Garrett the beat me eat me licorice whip, which you can it's
I'd buy that now.
right. It looks like a great deal of fun. You whip them and then you can just eat it because it's basically like the Twizzlers pull and peel
That might be
into
the
a
only
whip.
thing in this movie I was presented with that didn't upset me.
You were like, yeah,
That
yeah,
checks out. I'd have that.
I'd have that. And then the gigantic, terrifying, stabby vibrator that is uh enormous, weirdly sharp,
Metallic. Yeah.
metallic.
Let's discuss the sharpness of this thing, Kit. I think let's just go ahead and
Yeah.
discuss the name of this dildo knife is Superman,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
it is used as a very sharp object for the rest of the movie.
Multiple times. It is. We
Where's the
cut.
blade?
I don't know. Is the tip the blade? Is it just
Is it
that
like a ribbed
pointy? It
edge?
didn't
Like
seem
a
like it had either of those things.
It didn't scare me that much, and it didn't scare her either, where she's like, "What are you gonna do? Fuck somebody to death with this?"
And he's like,
Yes,
maybe
he
when I
ma'am,
find
he
the right
is.
woman, yes, I would like to fuck someone to death with this. Here's the thing though, it's big and it's metallic and it's apparently sharp. You have seen worse. I don't know you, dear listener, but
You've seen
you've
worse.
seen worse. And so the fact that she kicks him out after she sees that he has this is odd. Although maybe she's not kicking him out because of it, but because he was like, "Yes, I would like to fuck someone to death with this." That actually does seem like a good reason to kick someone out of your sex den.
I can't emphasize enough to the listener how not sharp this item
It
looks,
doesn't look sharp.
and how like butter it cuts through rope later in the movie.
It really does.
One cut barely touches. It is a fucking it's like
Shing.
it's a lightsaber on the end of it. It is just
Mhm.
like a
It's
perfect,
one of
like
those, like, Japanese chef's knives. It's just
I
and
couldn't
again,
get over that.
I don't know why or how. And so this is when our hero decides to bust into her house and look around. He looks at her collection of costumes and lingerie and Japanese woodcuts, and that's it. That's what we got. And I don't know, man.
I don't
The
know.
movie then decides it's like it shows her sleeping and looking sad and then cuts to his wife laying in bed looking sad and it's like, ah, yes, all women do hate men and are miserable, and the only difference is it long-term or short-term prostitution? Are you marrying him for his money, or are you just going to take it on the nightstand? That's the only difference in this movie's mind.
Wow.
And
Um,
as much as the movie wants to make you think that like true love saves this woman because she doesn't want to hook anymore at the end, she's like, "I've found the man I can be vulnerable with." She doesn't tell him anything about her life.
I don't we
There's
also
nothing here that implies that. And why would he be any better or any different than any other man? And why would he not be able to be that man for his wife? There's no reason behind it. It is pure male fantasy.
we also don't really understand why she falls in love with him. This singular sex scene where he's like, "Don't tell me you didn't feel that too when I was giving you that weird wheelbarrow Kama Sutra sex position
That no
from
one else has
behind
done
that
before.
sheet." Yeah, I like though that we do see that she did not steal the designs or whatever. They're just like, "Ah, it was another guy,"
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
"I better go still follow this
Hilariously,
prostitute."
presumably this guy got paid for doing nothing because apparently the man who was actually doing the corporate espionage confessed on his own. Just like felt bad and confessed. And so like, well, mystery solved. Glad we didn't waste too much time on that.
I hate
And
this
the boss
movie.
is like, "Well, I mean, did you learn anything?" And he's like, "Nope, sure didn't."
But what's funny is that's such a quick scene though,
Mhm.
that I almost forgot that it had happened, and I thought he was still on the clock fucking this hooker.
No, no, he does this for fun. Instead of ratting her out to her boss, he goes and he gets sex and quaaludes.
She
So,
just fills him with quaaludes. And honestly, at this point, I think I had just like zoned out of that the admission, like him finding out that she's not there. So it's just like, this is a business expense.
Absolutely. I'm gonna need to
I'm gonna bill
expense
these
these. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna
these are
need to bill
billable hours.
these billable quaaludes.
And
No
then
shit.
it had me I just saw Wuthering Heights,
Mm.
and I won't deny that Jacob Elordi isn't hot. He is a very hot man
I only
with
associate him as
abs.
Frankenstein now, though, so
Mm. You didn't
I
see
can't.
Saltburn?
No, I never did. I kept
He's
meaning
good
to
in
get around
Saltburn.
to it.
Honestly, we could do that for the podcast probably.
Probably.
Um, but he's a he's acting alongside Margot Robbie, and it made me realize that Margot Robbie is just like, I think physically probably one of the most perfect people that's ever existed on planet Earth.
There's a reason
And
she
I
plays Barbie, right? Like, yeah.
realized, like, you know, like I Tanya, she's getting the shit beat out of her, and like it's like a
Mhm.
weird thing. She's with Joker for one of those
Mhm.
movies, and the other Harley Quinn movie, Joker's not even in it, it's just her thing. Barbie, she doesn't have a love interest 'cause Ken's just Ken. She can't have a romantic lead because in my mind and heart, no one's good enough for her. Why is she
Mm.
down? Like, anyone she's with is
Is a
is a
step down.
downgrade.
Yeah. Yeah.
And uh yeah, either way, in that movie, Jacob Elordi licks her face and tongue a lot.
Mm.
And I thought, like, it is insane that he was given money to be in this movie. Like, he
You
should have
got
had
paid?
to.
You should have to pay them. You should have to
Yeah,
pay Margot.
I not that he's not good, but like, you
Different.
actually owe us money.
Yeah, because I
You
have to
didn't
watch you do that.
and you didn't deserve that.
You
I'm not saying
didn't.
like I deserve it or want it more.
No,
I don't deserve it either.
but I also wouldn't make anyone pay to watch me do it.
And I don't know who does. Like, I was like, who's my favorite boy actor? Rob
Nope.
Pattinson? Even he's not good enough in
No,
my heart.
absolutely not. No.
All right, sorry. Back to the movie. That was just some thoughts I had on Wuthering Heights.
So, they do the silhouette of them in like 5 different
So
positions.
long.
Bro has some serious stamina for someone who was just saying that he hadn't gotten laid in possibly years. And
Years.
years. Where did this come from? Where did this come from?
This guy sucked nipples for so long before all these. He would have come in his pants during the nipple
Absolutely.
sucking.
Maybe
This
he
guy would
did,
have
and
bust
then
so fast.
maybe he did bust as soon as he licked a nipple, and then like the
Regenerate.
refractory period had time to pass while he was licking nipples. And
That's why he
then
did it for 45 minutes. Yeah, he had to
yes,
really like
had
let
to
it
give it a chance
cycle.
to cycle back up.
Oh my god. He sucks on her big toe. No, she
Mm,
sucks on his
she
big
sucks
toe.
on his.
That
And you
almost
know
made me
what?
throw up.
I was like, I don't like that I'm watching this, but at least he has a nice enough feet. It could have been worse feet, is the
Those
best I could
toenails were
say
trimmed very low, and I assume that was for her sake.
for her safety. Yeah, that's an OSHA requirement, Garrett. You gotta take
I
this
hate
shit seriously.
feet
Yeah?
are not my thing,
Mhm.
and especially, like, just watching a dude foot and just, like, once again, at this point, it's not like yes, I feel bad watching movies about prostitutes. I felt bad having to watch Kathleen Turner do that. It's not like she got a stunt person to come
Mm.
in and suck
Nope.
toe. She had to do it, and that guy had to just sit there. Like, once again, he's got paid that day
Yeah,
in
he
the
got
movie and in real
yeah.
life. No, I guess he was off the clock.
Also, I want to point out that the music that's playing during this sex scene is very much okay. So close your eyes and picture with me a scene from an 80s fantasy adventure film, and there's like elves galloping through a meadow on their beautiful white ponies, and then like for no reason, because this is the 80s, like a synth version of
Mhm.
fantasy LV music is playing in the background. That is the exact music that is playing during this scene.
The scores were pretty nice.
This one was a weird choice. This one
I'm
was
not saying that they
weird.
were all fit where they were supposed to go, but I'm saying they were all they were nice.
And then he leaves behind a secret camera, which you'd think would be important. It's not. It absolutely isn't. It does not come back. It is not relevant to the plot. I don't know why anyone wasted my time. They even cut back to it a second time later in the movie, and it's still not relevant.
But also in this scene, we find out that Anthony Perkins has this peephole, right?
Yeah. Is that a peep? What?
Yeah, that's a wait. I think you're talking. I think that he's just a peephole on the other side of the wall, and he's watching.
Oh. Okay, I misunderstood what that hole was then. I thought it was a camera lens.
See, that's what I thought at first, but then he's like against the wall at one point, jerking a dildo off and just drawing nonsense while
I thought he
looking in
just
that hole.
did that in the privacy of his own home.
Because I'm a little confused. I feel like some of the stuff that might have gotten cut in this was violence as well, because I believe he murders the peep show girl.
It's not clear. It's either that he is stabbing a sex doll and pretending it's the peep show stripper, or he's stabbing a stripper and pretending it's a sex doll. And it is completely unclear which one it is because it is cutting between the two of him stabbing a blow up doll and him stabbing a lady. And you have no idea which one is which. Like, which one actually happened.
He might not kill anyone in this movie.
He might not. It's impossible to know.
I
And I get it. You're like, in his mind, they're the same thing. She's basically a blow up sex doll. And it's like, yeah, but I also need to know, for the sake of knowing how scared I should be of this dude, if he's actually killed a person already or not. Movie.
Hide Her in the House was so much better than this. Way better title. Way better Busey.
Yeah, yeah. This had no
keep
Busey
going.
at all. Okay.
I'm like
So
getting kind of mad talking about this movie. It's okay. Let's keep going.
And then she like starts arguing with our boy to over nothing. She's just like mad for no reason, and
Well, this is her post-sex rage, sadness.
yeah, and this
crash
time
out.
it's more like because they felt a connection and she wants to deny it, but she can't deny it because that connection is so strong. And it's like, what connection? That he can do the weird wheelbarrow pose?
I mean, it looked
Okay.
fun
It
from
looked
behind
fun.
that silhouette. Like it.
But it also still looked performative for her. Like the way she's holding her legs is deliberately very sexy. Like it's not like, oh, this man fucks her so good that she forgets to be a prostitute for a while and is just like enjoying herself. Like that's not the vibe.
I think just the amount of kissing, maybe. They kiss a lot.
They do.
There's a lot of kissing.
Well, he has to do something to try to stop himself from coming already, Garrett. You gotta add in a little bit of pauses in there.
Kissing shouldn't do that. Like, what's he picturing? It's like, I'm picturing kissing Dom DeLuise.
Yes. He's picturing kissing his wife, his nagging wife.
He wants to have sex with his wife.
It's
He
true.
loves her. He wants her back. He gets a PI job to get a hot tub for her.
Yeah, that's true. And braces for the kid. One of those things is way more important than the other, but the movie treats them identically.
Yeah. Well,
So she doesn't want to see the Reverend tonight, but she does anyway for no good reason, because she doesn't need the money and she hates him, and she starts being a screaming sexy nun, and it's clear she's lost whatever few marbles she had. We get more terrible dialogue, like head of your class, or is it the class of your head? Oh my god.
hate it.
And when she's trying to get rid of the Reverend, he starts to fight her, and our boy Bobby tries to pull him off, but then gets sucker punched for his trouble.
I don't like. At what point do we get to the part where it's cut in between the most annoying barbecue I've ever been to and her in a threesome with two business people?
That's the next one is that she's like invited in for a threesome to sit between two businessy people who, by the way, look like they came not from a business meeting but a funeral, because the wife is wearing a black
Yeah.
veil with her business suit, which it gives the thing a whole different vibe if they came from a funeral. The point is, they want to talk about businessy stuff still while they're like playing with their nipples, because they've gotten
She's
themselves
just
a prostitute.
eating
And
strawberries and drinking champagne while two like waspy
mhm,
business husband and wife or something are just sucking her tits. It's
yes,
like,
and talking about whether like it's okay that so and so's dating a Jew now, because what we bring them to the country club. And that doesn't bother her, but when the business guy licks her ear and the wife is like, "That's gross. You don't know where this woman's been." And I'm like, "What? So her vagina's okay, but her ear is too gross?" Like, I don't know where whatever. She gets offended and is like, "Let me out." And then yes, we get to meet the great HP at the barbecue as we're as in between this. Garrett, would you care to explain this barbecue and the great HP?
him and his friends are annoying. He at one point pretends a sausage is his penis, has
Mhm.
mustard on the end, shakes it around, and rubs it on Annie Potts, who
Mhm.
has visibly hated him this whole
The
movie.
whole movie.
And earlier in the movie, when she's watching the skeleton music video,
Yep.
he says, "At the barbecue, should I do the magic show for everyone for a laugh?" And
Mhm.
she looks like, "Don't do this."
So he has a different idea.
His idea is to connect two basketballs, a basketball to each leg that's inside of like pantyhose or a sock,
Mhm.
and be a
He's in
flaccid penis turning
yes.
erect, and then basically like John Belushi and cottage cheese out of his mouth to come or whatever he
Yeah,
does.
he's got basketballs around his ankles. He's got shorts and a shower cap to give the right, little mushroomy head, and then a mouthful of milk. And he does this elaborate, some might call
Penis
it
show.
performance art
Performance. It's a performance.
of him like starting off small and then growing bigger, and then once he reaches his fully erect position, spitting milk into the air as if it were ejaculate. And she hates it. His
So do
dumbass
I.
buddies love it though. They're like, the great HP, which does stand for not Harry Potter but
Is
human
it Harry
penis.
Penis?
It's
Human
human.
pe Oh,
He's
he's
the
the
human
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 penis.
he's the great human penis. Um and that night, in bed, he discovers she's literally hated sex with him the entire time.
Mhm.
All what, like 11 years of marriage, she has hated
Yeah.
all of it. And I'm like, why are you so mad, lady? What? Why are you must have known when you married him that he was the guy who does the great human penis, and you hate his jokes, you hate his friends, you hate his job. You hate everything about him, including sex with him. Like, why are you here? There's
Kids, they're
no reason.
anchors.
I
Can I
guess.
tell you one I we're about to this one skips ahead. My two favorite funny parts, one does involve the kids. They basically are getting a divorce.
Yeah, they're like, mommy and daddy are taking some time apart.
Kid, I laughed so goddamn hard. How he tells his son that they're getting a
Same,
divorce?
same, same,
Why
same.
the
I laughed
fuck?
so hard.
Therapy forever for this kid,
I
because
know.
daddy shows up during recess
Yep.
at school
And
to
sees you
tell
while
him in
you're. Yep.
90 seconds through a chain link fence.
Yep. Hey,
Not over ice cream after school,
says,
not at home with his wife.
the kid comes over and through this little chain link fence says, "Dad, mom says you moved out." You didn't even have this conversation with your kids. You just left in the middle of the night. And then mom explained that dad has left. This is grade A 80s parenting at its absolute peak. It's perfection. Oh, and by the way, he has 2 kids. He tells this kid, "Be nice to your sister." So presumably, he's not talking to his daughter at all. He just told the one kid that, like, "Yeah, your mom, listen, I'll always be your dad, but your mom and we're not gonna be together anymore."
It's so insane. Like, and this is one of those things that even if this is a dark comedy, that's a moment that wasn't on purpose.
No, but I
That
laughed.
is I laughed. Like, and now we're gonna get to the other scene because as it's cutting between the barbecue and him being human penis
Mhm.
is the craziest scene in this movie that is I'm gonna call it right now. Just describing this scene will get us shadow banned on YouTube again.
Probably. Probably. So at first she has a creepy scene in what may be the exact elevator from God, what movie was it that had this exact industrial like warehouse style
Fatal
elevator?
Attraction.
Yes. Yes, it is that elevator. Only this time it's filled with horrible mannequins and the creepy street preacher Anthony Perkins puts the scary vibe in the hand of one of the mannequins to menace her, and this is while she's dressed in her normal clothes without her wig, so it's clear that
And
he
it's
has tracked her
buzzing.
down, and it's buzzing. So she's not having a good day, and she decides she still wants to go out hooking tonight, even though this is all very
This just
scary.
happened.
And
Yeah.
this just happened. And you'd think this would be the time when I would stay home and not go out hooking that night, but
Mhm.
instead maybe change my locks, call up a real estate agent to move to a different city, because this is bad. But she needs to go out hooking tonight so that she can top a cop and think about police brutality while she shoves a nightstick in his asshole.
Kit,
She
do
needed that
we
for her
know
mental health.
do we know this is actually a cop or is this part of the fantasy? I don't know that
I
we
don't
know
know. I
this,
don't know that we know this.
which makes it funnier
Yes.
because like she has the rape scene where she's like running through an alley and someone's chasing her so we think she's in trouble, but this starts with a cop coming out of an alleyway and just billy clubbing a guy in the head on the street.
Yes.
If
And I
that
don't
guy getting
know. Yes.
if if that was part of his sex fantasy, is this
Mhm.
poor bastard who's just walking home gets fucking whacked because so
Mhm.
that this guy can get a boner upstairs?
Yes.
That's really funny.
That's an and you know what? Maybe he paid that guy too. That was part of it. The whole thing is like a Make-A-Wish type thing where like they got the whole town in on it. Everybody's going to pretend he's a cop and let him police brutality them so that he can get off.
Jerry, I'm gonna need you to stand right here. You're not gonna see me coming. I'm gonna come out of complete darkness and just wallop you in the head.
Yes, but I
But
will
I'm gonna
give
be
you
rock hard and
I'm going to be so
$10.
hard. Here's $10.
But what's to come?
It's wild.
This whole scene was cut from the original movie.
I can see why.
Well, they're just like she handcuffs him to the bed and is having sex with
And
him
he's
normally.
bleeding. This is not normal handcuff sex or handcuff sex that we've seen in other movies because there is copious blood, copious amount of
Well,
blood coming from his wrists.
but she's riding him normal. And here's the thing. She does shove that billy club up his beehole.
Uh huh.
He didn't ask for this.
I don't know that he didn't. You don't know that he didn't.
Kit, the blood on his wrists as I rewatched this
He
scene.
might be into that. You don't know. You don't know what they signed a contract for beforehand. You don't know.
I will tell you why I do know. And it is the next thing that made me laugh so hard.
Okay.
This was the hardest laugh I got in the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
As she is shoving this up there, there's like a sheet over his face, and he is screaming bloody murder. He never screams a safe word because I
Mm-hmm.
think every thought has left his head. And he is just trying to hulk his way through handcuffs. His wrists are bleeding. It
Yeah.
sucks.
her heels are digging into his legs too, and that's bleeding.
Nightmare.
Nightmare. Hilarious. And again, we are cutting to, for no reason at all, let black and red images of police brutality and police
Correct.
misconduct. That is what is being cut to. So presumably, since the other things were like what she's thinking about during sex, she's like, let me picture the LA riots real quick so that I can
ACAB, ACAB,
properly
ACAB.
ACAB.
But the
And
thing that
meanwhile, by
made
the
me
way, she
laugh,
also drills the billy club when it's not in his asshole. She is shoving it into his stomach and like grinding it around like she is churning butter in his organs.
this guy is never going to be the same. But the thing that made me laugh is she unlocks his handcuffs and tells him, go wash up in the bathroom. And then, like, there's a callback to a joke about the soap that's in the bathroom. He leans forward and just spits straight in her face. He could have punched her
Uh-huh.
because what she did to him was ruin the entire lower half of his body for potentially the rest of his life. There
Yes.
could be internal damages. All he did was spit straight in her face, and she earned every bit of that.
Mm.
like,
Maybe
like
that was part of it. Maybe that was part of it. That's his version, Garrett, of aftercare.
his
That's his
him
version.
spitting straight into her eye. I had to pause it because I was laughing so hard because it was the most. That's such a calm response to
It
the
honestly is.
violence that just
It is
ravaged him.
insane. Yes, so because this reverend guy made her so uncomfortable, she had to take out her anger on men in this brutal fashion, and all he did is spit in her face. And I think we're supposed to feel bad for her in that moment and not the man who just had a nightstick
Kit,
shoved in his rectum,
I need to
possibly
pay
without his
you
consent.
a compliment because now I can't stop thinking about the imagery of that in there and the way she's cranking it around like a butter
Mhm.
churn
Yeah,
because all that's gonna leave you is like you're just the whole lower half of you's a
it's
hole.
broken, and
It's broken.
you are so
Like,
fucked. You're gonna be pissing and shitting blood for weeks. You need to go to a doctor. There is internal hemorrhaging in multiple places.
oh my god. The the Amish stud wishes.
Mhm. Mhm.
oh my god. Oh, like you are not underselling how violent and awful it is. And like when you picture that his anger reaction to that, because his wrists are cut, his asshole full destroyed,
God only
all
knows.
he knows how to do at this point is spit in her face.
Oh,
this made everything worth it up to get to this point.
it really truly was.
Oh shit.
Uh, so she then thinks about the painting of Ophelia. She and T Swift are on the same wavelength here. Um and we do get another, we've also intercut then with the reverend street preacher, and this was when I noticed that in his little shrine to her, which is beautifully detailed, there's some excellent work from the set people on his shrine to her.
Mhm.
He cut out a picture of an exact replica of her wig and put it on Jesus, like the stereotypical picture of Jesus. And that's on his wall of chaos. It's incredible. There's like a pornographic black and white photo that has a colorful band-aid put over where the genitalia would be. Like, the wall is amazing.
You say wall of chaos, I say dream board
Yes, the
or
man
vision board.
has a Pinterest, and this is what it is.
It's just so insane that while he's watching everything that she does in this room, he is just jacking that dildo and just
Mhm. He's like, I
drawing
want
with the
her
other hand. Like,
to put that nightstick in my rectum and churn it like butter churn.
rectum hardly knew him.
Yay!
He doesn't though. He
No,
doesn't want that. He like thinks he does.
he doesn't.
I think. I don't know what he thinks. He just preaches nonsense.
Well, he's a very conflicted person, Garrett. You know, he doesn't know what he wants. He has perverse thoughts, but he feels a lot of religious guilt, so
Mm.
doesn't know what to do with it. Um, yeah. So her next trick is a woman who wants her to fuck her dying husband.
Get out of fucking town with this scene. What is this movie?
This that is like this isn't a comedy. This isn't a comedy. Someone's trying for real pathos here by having her hug a dying man who is crying about the fact that he's dying and he loves his wife and she was willing to buy him a prostitute, but like everything sucks and he's miserable and he can't have sex with this prostitute because he loves his wife too much, and he's right, like she tells him her real name and takes off her wig, and like they have a moment of true connection. She doesn't take the money, and it's like, this is not Garrett, this can't possibly be a black comedy. No one intended for you to laugh at any of this. Someone thought they were like doing some deep shit here.
But you know, now here we are. This is my hider in the house moment.
Okay.
As I sit here and listen, like I just sat through the butter churn scene.
Yes, as we will now call it.
How do we have like a cool down? Like it's like when you go to a wrestling show, you can't just do banger, 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 bang. They can't all be the best match you saw that night. So they have to have a cool down match.
Sure.
What's the funniest way for me to cool down from a butter churn other than watching a prostitute have a tender moment with a dying man? Like, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Why'd they do this to us?
Don't you remember when that was in Wedding Crashers, Garrett? They were like, too many jokes. Now we gotta have this scene where a hooker has a tender connecting moment with a dying man.
But you need that so
Mm-hmm.
that you've had the come down, so that when Anthony Perkins dumps a jar of jizz onto her head and then
Yes.
sings "Come along, get happy," but on that hits harder.
Yeah.
So you know what?
Yeah.
This movie might. Oh fuck! Here it comes.
Yeah.
Is this movie perfect? Is this movie perfect? Is there a hider in the house?
I don't know. I don't know. So Bobby, our main dude, comes to visit her at her home and is like, I'm breaking up with my wife, and we should be together. And she's like, no, I like hooking because I can be anyone I want, and I'm worried I'll disappoint you if I'm the real me. And it's like, wow, that's so deep. I wish we would talk more about that. Like, what is it that in your past has made you hate yourself that much? Right? Like, that's fascinating. Have you, like, what? No. Shut up. This is about a man's redemptive arc because it's now time for him to go have more sex with her with like a flowy sheet silhouette. And, this is the part where my husband said, so wait, he cheats on his wife and gets out of the marriage as the victim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really like, hey, if it's gonna work out that way. And do you think the prostitute would stay with him if she knew that he broke up with his son at recess?
Listen, she didn't want to have kids, so the fact that he will not be co-parenting at all is a pretty good thing for her, actually.
He just as well have told that kid, hey, we'll all be a family again when the Angels win the pennant.
God damn. So yeah, they make beautiful love, and she's now thinking about Klimt paintings instead of erotic Japanese woodcuts. And or police brutality. So that's a good thing that we're supposed to take from that. But his wife shows up at the shop and she wants to try again. And he's like, "Women, I give up." And she rightly says, "Women? Are there
Oh, oopsie
others?"
doopsie.
And he's just like, totally blazes past it. It's like, nah, it's just like, you can't make up your mind about anything. And why do you even want me back? And she has literally the worst reasons because whoever wrote this does not understand women at all. Certainly didn't bother to try to flesh out this character. So she's like, "I heard a noise last night and I thought someone was trying to break in." And he's like, "I'll get you a new alarm system." She's like, "It's the bed is too big with just me in it." And I don't think she means it as a metaphor, Garrett. I think she means it quite literally.
Physically, this bed is too large. It doesn't fit in
Physically,
the room right.
it doesn't feel right. She
Him?
doesn't have a good reason to want him back other than that the plot wants it so that he has a conflict for no reason.
But I like all of the things he asks her first about, like, why are you mad?
Mhm.
Like, is it the money? Is it nuclear war? Why'd you
Mhm.
pour all the maple syrup on my pancakes? Uh, what do you think? I'm some kind of machine that just needs a hole to come in? Also, what kind of machine is that? That's the
uh
future that AI is gonna make where they
it's
just need we are the holes.
Garrett, it's the auto suck. We already saw it.
The auto suck just sucks. It
Huh?
doesn't need to put the cum anywhere.
Yeah. And
What machine needs this?
we learned that like and we've sort of gotten this vibe that she may be asexual or deeply repressed or both because she's like, "I don't like to talk about this." um she doesn't seem to want to have anything to do with anything sexual at all. She seems very deeply grossed out by even the concept of it. And apparently after the first time they had sex, she asked him if he still respected her. And he's like, "What? I thought that's why we did it." And it's like, "Ah, yes, the way that society treats women, something, something, lady in the streets, whore in the street sheets or whatever." It's like, this movie thinks it has something to say about women and sexuality. It does not. It absolutely does not. She is a nagging harpy shrew of a woman who only wants him back because she realized she's going to have to raise two kids entirely on her own. Um, and that this bro is not going to pay a dime more than what the courts order him to.
It's funny that my viewing of this, I like Annie Potts so much
Hmm.
that I didn't process a lot of the nagging, that I was like, yeah, there's problems. I deal with these though. I love her.
Mm, yeah, I mean, I would too. Uh, but yeah, somehow this poor boy is the victim here as
He
she's
is,
trying to win
yeah.
him back by making raunchy jokes of her own.
Everybody
And
says him.
making food that he likes and giving him a gift of his own clothing back to him.
Just end this goddamn movie. I like
Right. Finally we get to the big climax. The China
awesome
Blue
end.
thinks that her new boyfriend has shown back up because she was like, "You're gonna go back to your wife," and he's like, "I'm not going back to my wife." And again, we're supposed to think he is the good person here. He's our hero.
I hate my
um
kids. I hate my life.
I hate my kids, I hate my wife,
I
I hate
liked
my
when I was
life.
pissing in your bush with a handgun.
And she's like, "Bobby," and she, pulls the door open with the chain still on. And instead, it is Anthony Perkins who screams out, "Last rites," and kicks the door in, hits her
Best line of the
square in
movie.
the face. It's amazing.
We're finally to the good part of this movie.
Yes,
This was the scene we worked hardest on.
yes, absolutely.
That's such a good
Absolutely.
one-liner.
He cuts the phone line with the vibrator, this magical
Ease.
katana vibrator. Just shing.
So it's a Hattori Hanzo vibrator.
The legend is true. We all thought that they didn't exist.
There's
He
one left, and Michael Madsen has it.
because she is a designer, she has like this drafting table, which he then like puts a rope around one hand to the drafting table, and the other one is secured with a rosary. Love that. Love it
Mm-hmm.
so
It's
much.
good.
It turns out the piano there is not just for show.
Oh, we
Um,
needed it.
we needed this piano because he starts playing like some dirge like sort of churchy music, and then it switches into "Come On Get Happy," which he does with a manic
Mm.
glee.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. He's
It's
chewing
so
this
good.
scenery like it's made out of taffy. He loves it so much.
I live for performances like this.
Yes. Yes.
Like, this is
Give it
if
your
the whole
all.
movie this could have been such a fun movie if
Yes.
we
Why
weren't
was
so
more of it not
focused
like
on
this?
making sex jokes that
Yes, if
sucked.
if it wasn't everyone trying to be Mae West all the time, then maybe you could have had more of this. And so then he cuts her loose, with again this
Jeez.
magical.
It's like a magic wand more than it is a knife. It's like he taps the rope and it just splits. It's really some
Mm.
HP, some Harry
You know
Potter
those
shit.
knives that they like trick college kids into selling door to door?
Yeah.
What if it was this instead? Because this,
I
I
have
think,
a
cuts
drawer of
better,
them.
right? Right? You have a drawer full.
Kit also, the vibrator this is insane that this worked out so well, but there's moments of silence in this
Mm,
movie where the only thing you hear in the moment of silence is the vibrator buzzing in the
yes.
background that
Yes.
is attached to the sharpest blade known to man. And there's something so awesome and menacing about that as the weapon, even though the weapon's goofy and shitty.
It does
Just the
not look like it.
buzzing.
Yes, the buzzing is so good. It feels like the my dad has an electric knife that he pulls out every Thanksgiving to cut the turkey.
I would
Um,
cut the turkey with this. You're right.
yes,
Sorry.
right.
Sorry, go ahead.
This is the perfect Thanksgiving. um,
What do you get the man who already has everything?
I know. So he hands her the dildo and is like, "You have to kill me because one of us has to die so the other can live." And why she doesn't plunge it immediately into him, I do not know. But she hesitates, and he's like, "Too late,
Too late. Yeah, she had it really
ample
was
time,
like, I will give you 2 seconds to murder me. She should have driven that into his skull.
immediately." Especially since you've seen what this thing can do.
It's oh, I mean, at that moment, I looked in my I'm looking at my notes. I just have how sharp this thing is wild.
Right?
It looks
It's
plastic.
it does.
Looks like shit.
It looks like it is sort of chrome-ish plastic, like chrome
What
painted
is the
plastic.
jizz he pours on her?
I don't know, but he does pour a bottle of some sort of milky-ish liquid on
Jizz.
her.
There's no way it's not just jizz,
So
right?
presumably every time he's been watching her, he has been jizzing in a mason jar, and he saved it up for a special occasion.
Oh, the smell of that.
Ugh. So,
It's
okay,
everyone look
finally,
TikTok,
finally,
YouTube.
our hero is, you think that's what's gonna do it, not the butter churn?
The smell of it, like, it was, like until the word jizz was said, like, 12 times in 10
Mm,
like, in 2 minutes, and then it was, like, the smell of it, and they're like, "Ah, get off
nah,
our
it's too
YouTubes.
far, it's too
Mr. Beast
far.
don't want you here."
Oh, well, fine by me. So, we see that our hero arrives just in time. He breaks the door in a second time. Um,
Not with ease.
not with these, definitely not as beautifully as Last Rites Kaboom.
Last
He has
rites, bitch. That's like a Freddy Krueger line, that's so
right?
good.
Um, and so he comes in and he sees a silhouette of like it's dark and she's sitting there and the dress and the
The
wig.
blonde hair, yeah.
Yep, and he's looking for the bad guy, looking for the bad guy. We see the dildo being held up menacingly, and we think that the bad guy is going to stab him in the back, but no! Plunges it into uh into Kathleen
Anthony Perkins.
Turner. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not her. They had switched clothes. The the person
This
in the
was
blue dress
not
was Anthony Perkins. He had forced her to switch clothes with him, and then she had stabbed him with the dildo. So it
this
kind of
was
seems
not a
like
surprise for me. I feel like
no.
I mean it just felt like
What's
that's what was gonna
really
happen,
funny
like
is
the
that he
psycho
comes
in the
by and
dress.
like checks on her though. Like because you're right, your first instinct is that's a man in a dress. Like I've seen through you movie. That's going to turn out to be the killer. But he walks over to her and like checks that she's okay and then keeps walking past her, which means he did not notice that
Yeah.
this was Anthony Perkins in a dress instead of his girlfriend.
So, what does that say though? Because earlier in the movie, because he keeps like the preacher keeps asking her like, "What's your name?" Everybody, the whole movie wants to know her name,
Mhm.
and then she says China Blue or whatever, and then she says, "Well, who are you?" And as he's leaving, he says, "I'm you."
Yeah,
So
cuz he thinks
then
they're the same
they're the
person.
same. So then at the end, he's
Mhm.
her, and
Yeah,
he
he
kills
wanted
himself.
whoa, one of us has to
I
die
don't.
so the other can live. It seems like if he was willing to once again give her the dildo though, that she wasn't really in any real danger.
I'll just say I don't get what they're trying to tell me
No, but
with
point
this, and I
is
don't know if I'm willing to give it the thought to get there.
no. She stabs him to death with a dildo. All right? All we should be so lucky, Garrett, that all of our movies could end with a dildo stabbing.
And also, I don't know, you would think like this would ruin Bobby's life.
No. Don't
That
be
you just
stupid.
witnessed like the most horror show shit you've ever seen in your life. You left your family,
Mhm.
your wife put too much syrup on your pancakes, worst day ever.
Worst day ever.
But you're just good. You've got a new girlfriend.
Yep. He
You
goes
don't know
back to
about this
sex
preacher guy, but
therapy.
like
He goes back to group therapy purely to brag, Garrett.
that's what
Purely to brag.
you gotta show those fucking dickheads at therapy the sickest burn you can, which is I found love, and you fucking puds are sitting here. Just do you think they're the mean circle?
I've
Because there's
got
clearly two
oh,
other circles of people behind them. Can I
maybe.
switch to not the
The
asshole
can I
one?
get the one that doesn't have the sick burns? I would prefer one where people are nice to each other. No, he's like I've got a codependent, trauma bonded relationship with a former hooker and you don't. So fuck you.
And the ending, this
Also,
movie thinks it's pretty cool.
I want to point out that when he does tell his story, he says there's nobody to blame about our marriage going wrong. It's just the way these things happen. And I'm like, really? Really? And he's like, so our marriage is over, and then I met this woman. You lying sack of shit. Oh, you're just gonna tell this story in whatever order makes you look
The
good to a bunch of
vision of
strangers.
history.
Oh, our marriage ended. There's no one to blame. And then I met this woman.
The
Bullshit.
in his last lines, like
Mm-hmm.
what I learned, it's okay to be scared. I felt stronger, freer, and more like a man than I've ever felt in my life. Then we fucked our brains out. Looks down the barrel of the camera
Mm,
and rock music starts playing. It's like it ended like Ferris Bueller or
yes.
something.
Yes. With him bragging about his new hooker wife. That nothing
Credits.
against
Like,
people who do sex work. Um,
no.
Absolutely not. This woman, though, judging by the laughing nun bit and the fact that she made that man's intestines into jam, uh, may have some problems that she needs to deal with before she gets into a relationship. And that maybe what you have here is not actually a healthy relationship, but instead a sort of sick codependency where you get to feel like you saved her, which by the way we were making fun of the street preacher for wanting to do, but for some reason when you do it you're an actual good guy.
I
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you about this movie. I don't like I actually don't think I even know if I like it still. I don't know where I'm at with this movie. It sucks. It's not a good movie.
No, it's not.
Like
But you got to give some credit for the performance from Perkins, right? You got
great.
to give some credit for that the scene with the "come on, get happy." That's pretty great.
It's not often in the erotic thrillers that we get to praise that like I think everybody did a sufficient job acting.
Yes.
Like I would say most performances were like Anthony Perkins, I'd go great.
Mhm.
Kathleen Turner, I'd say she's great in this movie.
Absolutely.
Everybody else, perfectly fine, perfectly good.
Serviceable.
Serviceable. Like no complaints really from anybody.
It's
But it's
really
just
the
like
writing
the
that
script is
lets it
weird.
down. Yeah.
And it's I don't even know if it's the tone. It's just
It's the
the the
attitude. The movie
it's
has a bad
so
attitude.
the movie has a bad attitude and it's so actively lowbrow that which I don't normally like care. That's not like
Yeah, we
I
love
like
lowbrow.
lowbrow movies,
We
but there's just something about this that seems not genuine.
Yes, not in the
Where
way that Strip to Kill felt genuinely lowbrow.
yes, I don't know. I hate it, I think.
That's fine.
But
Do you
I
feel like
love
you've sorted through some of your but you love you what?
well, I'm jealous though because at the end of Hider in the House, you're like, "I fucking love Hider in the House," and one of the first things you said was, I was like, "Well, I really had fun with this movie," and you said, "I couldn't disagree more," and then by the end, you're like, "No, this is fucking awesome." I wish I had that, but I
I'm
don't have
sorry.
that. I think it's not I could still tell somebody this is worth watching, I think. At least that end scene's super fun. The
Yeah.
jam scene really caught me off guard, and I can't stop laughing. But, like, the spit in the face is what really got me, where he's just that's such a appropriate response, but not really. Like, it's actually way too tame.
Yes, yeah, no, the man could have been justified in doing a lot more than that.
This is a man who just billy clubbed a stranger in the street, and
Yeah, then
all he can
again,
do
yeah, but that was part of the act, Garrett. That was all scripted.
do you think though that like she
No,
hit the button inside him while she was rooting around in there with that club, and like
probably.
he had the best orgasm of his life? At least he got one
Yes,
last one before
yes,
he
and that is
either
why he
bleeds
only
out in the
yes.
street or never walks again.
Yeah, I do believe like intestines may be falling out of his asshole right now based on what has been done to him. But yes, I do believe he came and he came better than he's ever come in his entire life. And that is why he only spits in her face instead of clubbing her to death.
I'd be if I hadn't just jizzed a year's worth of ejaculate out of my body, I'd be
Mhm.
really fucking mad at you right
Now I need to go to the hospital.
I good day, madam.
Good day. As he
I
walks
said good
out,
day.
shoving his organs back inside him.
Oh no. Oh no. Like, how is this movie somehow more upsetting to me than Necromancer?
I don't know,
Or
but it is.
Necromantic?
I think it is though.
At least those guys had something to say, I think, and only gave us like an hour and 10 minutes of movie.
That would
This
be the
shit's like an
difference.
hour 45. That first half hour is so disorienting.
Yes, it is. It's a disorienting movie. I can only
And it
imagine
gives up on that.
it does. It doesn't know how surreal it wants to be. It doesn't know how artsy it wants to be. It doesn't know how much it wants to be just another trashy erotic thriller and how much it wants to be art. It doesn't know. It's cornfused. But Garrett, scale of 1 to 5, were you aroused?
0, I think.
Come on, those
0.
tits. You liked the tits. You saw them. You liked them.
Yeah, but once again, like I said in the beginning, this is the most sexual movie we've watched, but the least sexy movie. Or, well, not the least
Not the
sexy,
least sexy. There was
not
the
the
one that
least.
that all of my juice fled back up inside me. So,
There was
there's
never a
that.
moment though that my juices were that nothing
Flowing.
was happening with my juices. My
Mm.
juices remained stagnant.
I mean, I would give it a 1, maybe a 1.5 if I'm feeling very generous because she looks good naked. She looks really
I
good.
could just watch Body Heat.
Yeah, of course you could. You
Everybody
should.
was so sweaty in this movie, by the way.
Yeah.
We didn't really point out that like everybody's body heat sweaty in this film
Well,
all the
yeah.
time.
I don't know which city it's supposed to take place in, but
Your Town, USA.
yeah, anywhere. Um, yeah.
I mean 0 or 1 somewhere in there. I did like the topless dancer lady in the Peep Show, but I
Mhm.
also have to look at 8 of the scariest men I've ever seen as I
Is
jerk off. No, what
is that not
nightmare is
your
this?
thing? Is that not what does it for you, Garrett? To make heavy eye contact with another man through a tiny slit in a wall while you both watch the same dancing naked woman? Is that not your thing?
Why does everybody look so insane in there? I guess because
I
that's
don't
not a
know.
regular person place to go.
I also want to point out it was very bright in that room,
Very
which just
bright.
made making eye contact with the other people all the more easy to do in a way that in a strip club it is not.
Also, the way that it blocked out the other folks, the
Mhm.
door, I can see their their shins and feet. I can
Yeah, like they're in a
see
bathroom stall.
I can see basically from their bottom lip to the top of their forehead.
Mhm. And you can see their little jizz pan at the bottom.
That's awful. That
Yeah.
place smells so bad.
Oh
There's
god, yeah,
nowhere.
yeah, 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 yeah. 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 And that room looked like it was made of particle board, I want to
And
say.
I'm supposed to think just because I saw breasts that like this room that smells like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like is sexy? I'm back down to 0. I'm talking
Okay.
the smell this movie looks like it
Garrett,
smells.
what about all the sexy jokes that she made? All of the no, that didn't
I
do it
hated
for you?
them.
You
I
didn't
hated that everyone talked like that. It's like so like everybody in a Rob Zombie movie talks very specifically filthy to a Rob Zombie movie.
Yes.
This movie has such a specific voice, but it's a really annoying one.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Alright, were you thrilled?
I don't know.
I was thrilled every time Anthony Perkins was on screen chewing up that scenery, acting like a crazy person.
But like we said, I don't know if anyone died. Like, was he a threat? She wasn't afraid of him when he pulls out
That's a
a
good
knife. But
point.
also, was it a knife? It didn't look sharp. It cuts through stuff, but she didn't
He
know that.
gives it to her twice, you
He
know?
might be the only person that dies in this movie. I think the dancing lady is dead for real,
There's no way.
but can't confirm. We see her dead, but that maybe is a fantasy.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what to give this. I guess a 2, but that also
If
feels
you love
low because
the
I laughed
mhm,
during the podcast talking about it. But
mhm. There's always the thrills of watching a marriage dissolve.
mm,
Um, there's that, if that's really what you're going for. You didn't wanna watch Marriage Story and you wanted to do this instead.
that's what
Got
I
that.
have to do instead of Billy Club a guy first. Is I watch Marriage Story in its entirety, and then I'm like, honey, get my slop bucket ready.
Get my slop bucket. Um, yeah, no, I feel like that's fair that it's not especially thrilling, even though she is in peril multiple times. I'll give it a 1.5 or I think. And are you gonna ruin your life for China Blue?
No.
You're gonna stay home with Annie Potts and be happy
I
with
will
your nagging
ruin
wife.
my life with my nagging, sexless wife. I love
Mm-hmm.
Annie Potts. I'll sit there and watch weird music videos with her,
Fair.
let her complain about the hot tub. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Annie
Well,
Potts, yeah, I love her.
I find it hard to disagree, to be honest, because it's like I feel like I could make it work with her, right? I feel like with some counseling, like
It
we could
seemed like
make
she
it
was
work.
ready to make it work.
Yeah,
He just tried weird.
yeah.
And I don't know. I give it a go. I'm not going to give up yet. And plus I don't want to go to the ladies' sex house. It's just in a part of town that scares me.
Oh, you don't want to go, but it has a barber's chair you can fuck in. Is that not what you were looking for?
The problem is if I'm anyone in this movie, it's the guy getting billy clubbed as I'm just like looking for a pizza place that I heard is
Took a
really good
wrong
in that
time. Yeah,
neighborhood.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing is there is a pizza joint right in this neighborhood that is the best, and it's open until like 4 in the morning. And you know, you really wanted to give it a try, and then jokes on you. You got billy clubbed by a man who may not even be a real police officer, may just be hyping himself up to go get laid by a prostitute,
I
and
don't know
his
what
inside
happened. It was
strength
either
check.
police brutality or just regular brutality. Either way, once I woke up, that guy was holding all of his organs in the back of his pants.
Honestly, like if I have to pick a character here that I feel most like, yes, I can see myself in that position. That's a thing that could be me. It is the guy getting billy clubbed.
Is he the only sympathetic character in this entire movie?
I don't know. The kids
The
didn't do
kids.
anything to deserve that level of shitty parenting.
I would say the son, but I think the most sympathetic is the daughter who we didn't even see get
Didn't
told this
even see
information.
get told, and we thought it was bad and hide her in the house when he didn't call for a week. We thought that was bad. At least they told those kids in person with both parents present what was going to happen.
Michael McKean was a saint in
A
that movie in
saint,
comparison.
possibly winning a Father of the Year.
God damn it.
Give that man a
Ugh.
best dad ever, #1 dad mug. He earned it.
Get him the best dad ever, and that cop man gets biggest hole ever.
Well, it is now if it wasn't before. You thought
Uh,
in cruising that we had seen the worst anal torture that we were gonna see, but you were wrong.
there's no way we will ever top it. And I don't want to say that where somebody sends in an email, eroticthrillerclub@gmail.com, if you know of a movie with worse torture to a man's anus than this one. Uh, I don't know. Like I'm happy we ended up doing it because I was ready after the first half hour and sitting with it for a night. I was ready to back out of this one and pick
Mhm.
something else. At the end of the day, I'm happy that this conversation happened because it
Absolutely.
was a joy.
As per usual. So yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Garrett?
Yeah, rate, review, subscribe, comment, whatever, ring a bell. I don't know. eroticthrillerclub@gmail.com, at Erotic Thriller Club on Instagram. Hey, we love you. We want to shake you naked, and eat you alive. Wish I could think of something to say about your hole, but just be nice.
Don't turn anyone's insides into jam. That's my recommendation.
And a good day to you, sir.